children, I hope you all are good. So here first of all we will study 3 ways of adding style sheets to a web page. Okay, I have told you how to add the style sheet, but there are 3 ways we can add style. Okay, so first of all it is inline, then it is internal, and then it is external. So inline means the styles are embedded right within the HTML code. Okay, wherever the HTML tag is, okay, like h3 tag, h1 tag, p tag, etc., there only in the tag we have to write the inline style. Then internal means the style will be placed within the header information, that means inside the head tag. Okay, below the title tag or above the title tag you can add this style. Okay, and then affect all corresponding tags on the page, and there if you are adding the style, then it will be applied to all the tags present in the HTML document. Then it is external means there will be a separate document, okay, separate notepad file in which you have copied, means created all the styles, and then after that you are saving it with .css, and then you have to link this file in the header section that I have told you in the example. Okay, so it will come later on also, and practically also I will explain you for better understanding. So you can use any or all of these types of style sheets, depends on you. If you want any one of the, you want to use any one of the style, or you want to use all types of styles like inline, internal, external, that you can use in a single page. Okay, so however, if you are using more than one type of style sheet, then cascading order decides which style shall ultimately be applied. Got it? If you are using more than one type of style sheet, then there will be cascading order. Cascading order I have already told you, like it depends on the precedence. Okay, precedence means the higher precedence will be of inline. Got it? Whichever is there inside the tag, its precedence will be more. Okay, if you are writing the style in head section, its precedence will be little lower than the inline. Okay, and external will be the last one. If you have added all 3 styles, then preference always will be given to the inline style, then after to the internal, and then in the last there will be external. Okay, so if you have added some style in p tag, and then you have added one more style in internal style sheet inside the head section, okay, and if you have added one more p style, paragraph style, in the external file, okay, that means in external CSS, then what will be the precedence? The precedence will be given to the inline style. Got it? Now what is inline style? Inline styles are created within HTML code, that means within the tags. That is why these are called inline styles. Okay, so its declarations are enclosed in double quotes. Okay, and unlike the style rules where the declarations were enclosed in curly brackets, okay, that I have told you how to write the styles. Okay, but let's see here how we can write it. Inside tag if you are writing, then style will be the attribute, and in double quote whatever style you will write, it will be the value of the style. Okay, but here you can write more than one style sheet. Okay, more than one style. Okay, like how h3 style equals to, in double quotes we will write font family. I told you what is font family. If you have to change the style of the text, okay, font type, if we have to change, then we will use this. Okay, here you can write, here you have to write colon, not equal to, so there is a mistake again. Okay, you have to write colon here. Then Arial, if you have to write one more style, then you have to terminate it with semicolon. Okay, you don't have to change syntaxes a lot. Here in place of curly brackets you have to put double quotes. That's it. Everything is same in all the styles. Okay, here you don't have to put curly brackets. You have to write style and equals to, and then in double quotes you have to write the style. So font hyphen family, then here you have to write colon, not equal to, and then here you have to write the type, font type, like Arial, Times New Roman, then monotype Corsiva, then Verdana, Tohama, etc. So any style you can give here according to your web page, and then after that color, the semicolon, then color, then colon. Here you have to write colon, then you have to write red. Okay, so here two styles are used. That means the heading will be having font family Arial and its color will be red. Okay, the inline style applies to a particular element or possibly to that element's child elements. Got it? So it depends, like if it is having child nodes also, child tags also, like table is having tr and th also, then it will be applied to the children element also. Okay, so if the rules properties can be inherited, if the rules property will inherit, then the particular element style will be applied to the children element also, like in table or unordered list, etc. Okay, so when inline styles are added to a tag, they occur only for the individual tag. Okay, when if you are applying the style here, then it will be for this h3 only, remember. So for every h3 we have to copy the style. Got it? So again there is a drawback, that means the code is repeating, and wherever we are making a change, like in a single place, then we have to change make the change in all the pages wherever we are using h3. So when inline styles are added to a tag, they occur only for the individual tags where they are specified. Okay, wherever we are writing it, in that tag only the style will be applied, and not for all similar tags on the page. Got it? Not for all the tags. It will be for this h3 only, and for another h3 we have to again copy the style. Got it? If we have to make it same. Now let's see the example. This is HTML. Here we have to mention the head tag also. So it has not been mentioned. We can exclude it. It is not actually necessary. We can directly start from body tag also. Title is also not necessary. But if you are adding the title, then it should be correct. Remember, the spelling of title should not be wrong. Otherwise, you will not be able to see anything on the page. Then body tag. Here there is a table tag, and they have applied a style. What is the style? Font family Arial. That means whole table will be having the Arial font. Okay, and then you can see here there is no equal to now. Okay, so there was mistake in the textbook, so that you have to correct. So font family, then colon, then Arial, then terminating symbol, that means semicolon, then font hyphen size. Okay, that means here we can change the size also by numbers, or we can put this small also. So font hyphen size, then colon, small we will write. Then this is tr, that means first row. Okay, you can see this is first row, from here to here this is first row. In first row there are two table headings. Okay, that is, the heading will be in color blue. Okay, that means writer's name and primary genre will be in this will be in blue color, and this will be in green color. Got it? Now this is table header row, second row, this is third row, and this is fourth row. So the second row you can see two TDs will be there. Okay, two cells will be there, two boxes in which Aroda and technical is written. Then in the next row Roy and fiction is written, and in TR you can see the last row, it will be in red color. Okay, and then after that it is written Yunus and non-fiction, so this will be in red color. After that there is a paragraph, and again there is a table. Okay, no inline style, you can see there is no inline style here. This is simple table, so that we can differentiate. Okay, so there are two tables in the program, one table with style and one table without style. Okay, so in this table again there is the same table, first row, second row, third row and fourth row. Okay, without any inline style. So here we can see the difference now. Okay, this is the simple table without any style, and here it is writer's name blue color, this primary genre in green color, both these rows in black color, and the last row in red color, you can see. Okay, now here you can see there is no border given. Why there is no border? Because we have not written table border equals to 1 over here. If we are writing that, then only we will be able to see the borders. I hope you understood both the tables. So now we can summarize this section, that inline styles are best for making quick changes to a page. Got it? If you have to make quick change, then it is better to put inline style. Okay, but they are not suited for changes to an entire web page. Okay, like if we are changing it in a one place, remember that it will not be changed in other web pages, so that we have to take care. It depends what we want. So, and you know the reason that when inline styles are added to a tag, they occur only for individual tag and not for all similar tags on the page that we have discussed earlier. So, but you should avoid using inline styles until and unless it is necessary. We don't put inline styles. Okay, so unless you have a very specific use in mind, because the use of inline styles mixes the content and the presentation together within the same markup tags. Got it? So now inline styles get precedence over internal and external. Got it? So inline will be having the precedence. So remember, if you are putting it, then you don't forget to remove it if it is not required, as it will be having the higher precedence. Okay, inline styles will be having higher precedence, so we have to see that whether apart from internal and external we are not using it anywhere.